Namaste. Good night, my beloved friends. Jai Sitaram, Sairam, Salaam Alaikum. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining live with me, your host, Sister Devi, on Cosmic Visions. Tonight, we are going on a journey. It's a journey to the other side. And I want you to relax. Let us do some deep breathing and try and relax your mind, your thoughts, your body, and just stay calm. Remember that our loved ones are already with us on this side, on this earthly realm. So while you're relaxing, and we are saying the Gayatri Mantra 3 times, we are going to send light to our beloved souls that have gone to the great beyond. We are also going to send light to those that are sick, those that are depressed, and those children that are suffering. We are also going to remember mothers who have lost a child and children who have lost a parent. So please join with me. Relax your mind. Stay calm. Let us begin. Om Bhuvah Swaha. Om Tat Saviturvarenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Om Bhuvah Swaha. Om Tat Saviturvarenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Om Bhuvah Swaha. Om Tat Saviturvarenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. O Lord, we ask for this time with you to protect us in beautiful golden light. Protect each and every one of us on this side of the earthly realm, and also who have come to visit us from far away. We ask that you protect all of us in light, in beauty, in peace, and calmness. And let us go on this journey together where we can all be part of a bigger picture where there is only light, only peace. I see Bobby Ramuta and Garvin Gopal has just joined. I know Shazad and Selena and Sarah and Dave, they are watching from in front of their television. Rishi Ram Samuj, Varsha Dharam, Sita Ramhit, so many people. Tonight we are going to remember your loved ones. And I know, my friends, it's not easy to lose a loved one. But in reality, do we really lose them? If we believe in reincarnation, or we believe in taking out food for our loved ones, then you tell me, is it true that they are no longer, they don't exist anymore? I mean, how is that possible? If we believe in All Souls Day, and we take these days, 16 days, to celebrate the lives of our loved ones, then there must be some truth to this. You know, for me personally, I enjoy when I see them coming down all together. They actually all come down. It doesn't matter what religion, what race they belong to when they were on earth. They must all come down. Our deceased loved ones, they're not dead. You know, we use the word deceased, but they're not dead. They are alive and well somewhere else. And so many of you here who are joining me tonight actually calls me to find out about your loved ones who have crossed. Please stop calling for now. Let me try and get this information out so you too can connect with your loved ones. And so when they are joining with us, they are here with us. When they come, they visit, they can see you, they can communicate with you. The problem with you is that you are not reciprocating because you don't know they're there. You suspect, or you sense them maybe by their perfume or the smell of a flower, or You just have a vibe, you know. Sometimes a curtain might move or a butterfly. So many people say, you know, they've seen a butterfly or some beautiful thing that reminds them of their loved ones. But you know how many of us have family that goes away, like goes to New York or the US, who migrates abroad, and you say, my loved ones are living abroad. Well, if you think about this way, my loved ones are living abroad. The funny thing is, though, your loved ones who have crossed, um, you know, they are not far away. We are living in a parallel universe, and it's not like they went up or they went down and all of that. It's a universe that is right here, and it's not far away. I hope you're hearing me. If you're not hearing me, I do please let me know. So your loved ones are right here, and when we say they are on the other side, the thing that they come back and say, no, you are on the other side. They are on the correct side. And that side means it's a vast universe, it's a multiverse. And we have yet to discover that because it has been hidden from us. Why? It's because if we know that universe exists, then we will not desire anything. We will not be attached to material things. What we are going to do is to love the, you know, the energies, the beauty. Look at the world. Look how large this world is. But there are many other worlds like that, multiverses. And I know we can talk about aliens another day, and we can talk about many things. But today I want to discuss with you some things that, you know, we should do and we shouldn't do when our loved ones come. And basically, it's, you know, a lot of people ask, well, sister, what do we take out for our loved ones, you know, in terms of food? I'll be honest with you. Personally, I don't take out anything for my deceased relatives, for my loved ones, because I don't know if I'm doing it the right way, and I feel conscious about making sure my heart is pure, making sure when I do this, my thoughts are not all over the place. Because if I'm doing something, I want to make sure they get it. If I'm doing a ritual for God, I want to make sure I'm at the best. I'm not all over the place and my thoughts are all over. So before you, you know, like when you have to prepare all these dishes, you know, play bhajans, play gospel music, because these type of music, it tends to awaken the soul. It tends to make you feel happy and peaceful. Do not cry for a loved one that crossed, because if you're crying, it should be tears of joy for them touching your heart. Did you know that you are also a loved one that crossed a while ago, and somebody may be doing the same thing for you, doing a shroud for you? Would you pick it up? Would you know? You know, so it's a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle. But it's important for us to know that these things exist. You know, today I was reading the Bible, and you know, in the Bible it says to stay away from mediums, stay away from people like myself. I'm still have the cough, so please forgive me. But in Samuel 28, verse 1 to 25, there was somebody, the witch of Endor, and King Saul was going to lose the war. He had a vibe, but he wasn't too sure. Um, you know, so he asked God, and God did not appear before him, and he panicked. And he says, I want to know, I need to know if I'm going to lose the war. So he dressed as a beggar. King Saul dressed as a beggar, and he went into the village to to search out this woman um, that could see spirits from the underworld, right, or spirits from the other world. And when he, you know, when he went to see her, she did not recognize him at first as the king. But then she says, a man with a robe is here. And then she put her hands on her mouth and she said, oh my God, you are the king. And he says, I promise you, I will not tell anyone. But tell me. And right away, this woman said, it's Samuel. And Prophet Samuel. He was a great, you know, a great prophet in the Bible, and you all should go look it up. And then Samuel says to Saul, the Lord has sworn to take the kingdom from you and give it to David. When God was angry with the Amalekites, he told you to destroy them, but you did not listen. Therefore, soon you and your army will be joining me down here in the world of the dead. That Saul panicked because he couldn't believe, you know, that he was going to lose the war. He wanted to know up front. And since God wasn't coming to him, and he prayed and he begged God to show me a sign, he couldn't see that sign. So, there are contrasting reviews in the Bible about souls that crossed over. I mean, Christians, Catholics, they believe in All Souls Day and All Saints Day. But these souls, they exist. Even if they were saints in this world once upon a time, where are they for them to celebrate their life? The word ghost appears in the Bible 108 times. Did you know that? I mean, it's quite interesting. And the Bible has many truths to it, a lot, a lot. And if you read, you'll understand. I know it's said in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 31, do not turn to seek out spirits, for you will be defiled by them. So my question is, did the men who wrote the Bible, did they know that mediums existed? Did they try to hide it? Why is it in one paragraph or one, chapter, it says, that Saul went to visit a woman who could see spirits? So it's quite interesting how we perceive things. And we have to believe in a higher force. We also have to believe that souls exist and they exist in different realms. It's according to the work that they did on this earthly realm. If they were good, and believe me the light comes for each and every one of us. Okay, it's a beautiful light. And I want to share a story with you where we went to visit, recently two boys inhale smoke, inhale a the mosquito, the PVC pipe or the mosquito coils. And the soul of Sharma came through because his parents needed peace of mind. This little boy wasn't even walking. His spirit came through floating because he was so pure. But the funny thing is he came through, even though he came through as a little boy, and he told me he had on something red, and the family confirmed it. And he said, he calls me auntie. He says, auntie, the soul says, auntie, I knew I wasn't dead when they picked me up. But when my father hit the bump speeding to the hospital, that's when my astral thread snapped. But this was an old soul. His time on earth was less than 10 years old, 11 years old. But he had been here many times before. But he wrote it into his karma, his patra. Naila Rupchan, Vidya Ramlakan, Minty Kilawan, Kavita Ramnarayan, Susan Ramjit Singh, and Tori Prasad. I want to thank so many of you for joining with me. But we cannot grieve for our loved ones. When you go to a funeral and you see people screaming and bawling and, holding on to the box. When souls come through again to me, they say, do not call it a coffin. Why? I don't know. But they insist it is a box. By the way, souls do come to their own funerals. They come to their wakes as well. So they know everything. I'm laughing because sometimes souls come through saying, I enjoyed the wake because the gambling and the card playing was really nice. I enjoy when people chit chat. And so many lovely messages that come through from the other side to this side. And also, bear in mind, there will come a time, as I said, this is a parallel universe, right? So one day to come, which is very soon before 2060, everybody will see their loved ones, because that sheet that is on the other side that is separating them is just a very fine thread. That sheet will actually be pulled down because of the energies on the earth and because of all these earthquakes and changes in our globally in our planet. So what I'm trying to say also is that eventually you too will be able to communicate with your loved ones. You'll see them like, you will be like, oh my God, that's my mother. She passed away, but she's waving and she's saying everything is okay. And when they cross, they don't have any more pain. There is no suffering on the other side. So for me, when let's say your mother passed from a stroke, right? They will come through saying, I had a stroke before I died. Or they will show me their head and they will show me their hand being heavy. If they died from a heart attack, they'll say, they'll do me this, And it's very easy for me now, but for you, it will also be easy because you can pick them up as well. Okay, because they exist. They exist in a higher dimension. Our loved ones, they don't turn into birds. I remember when I was growing up, they said they had to put some ashes or something, and my grandfather turned into a bird. So I asked my mother, I said, was he a bad person? And she says, no, he used to pray a lot. So I said, well, why would he turn into a bird? And she said, well, that's what we believe. And I said, that doesn't make sense. So how come yes, some souls do turn into animals because of their bad behavior. And I've seen it, like rapists, murderers, those type of souls. But and generally, our loved ones, they take another human birth. Now, one thing I want to also remind you is that when we cross over, sometimes the soul is very fortunate to get another body. If they don't have that, what happens is that it takes a long time to get another body. They are not ghosts. There are some ghosts, and we could discuss that at another time, where your loved ones don't cross. But generally, like my Aji, she's still on the higher realm waiting for a body. My mother did not take a body yet. So that is why, again, in Hindu scriptures and ancient scriptures, it says, cherish the physical body. Do not abuse it. Nobody is saying to pray 24/7. And nobody is saying to be perfect or pure. We were put here to have a good time. That's my belief. And if we were supposed to be pure, then we would have born in a cave. We would have been born in a cave, right? But that's not the case. If you want to enjoy some meat and, normal things, normal human things, go right ahead. But do not abuse the body. So if you want to drink, nobody's saying don't take a beer or two, but know your limit. If you want to smoke, it's the same thing. Know your limit. If you want to gamble, know your limit, because that is going to go with you, those desires. And if you misuse or mismanage your own physical body, and let's say you eat a lot of fried foods, and your heart and the doctor says, cut down on the amount of food that you eat because you're going to get sick. You say, nah, I'm going to be fine. Because in Trinidad, I notice a lot of men, East Indian men, are afraid of doctors. And they say, I'm not going to the doctor, I'm fine. I get that all the time, But then when they cross over, they die at a young age or they die before their time. And they come over saying, my God, I wish I had known. If I had known, I wouldn't have misused or eaten so much, But that's how it is. Sitaram, thank you for your enlightenment. That's Shivani Sukai, Jai Sitaram, Neil Ramnaram, Ramnanan, Rupal Ramla. Also, so another thing is that people have this habit, some people, not all, that they want to take out meat, meat, cigarettes, alcohol, and those type of things. Listen, if you do that, you're thinking, but my father used to smoke a cigarette, so why not put a cigarette on that leaf? What you're actually doing is encouraging other spirits, like ghostly spirits that enjoyed a cigarette or enjoyed alcohol or drugs or whatever it is, to come and partake of that shroud, that food, that everything in that leaf, on that leaf. That's not good, because your families, they don't eat the food, they just actually smell it, and that's all they know. So when they come through and they say, well, the channel had too much salt, because I could tell you, I've gotten readings where the loved ones come through saying, well, the mango didn't taste that good, or this didn't taste that good. What happens? And then they say, they shouldn't have put down the cigarette because I didn't get it. The spirits got it before. Ghostly spirits got it before. So please don't do that, okay? As I said, play gospel music, play bhajans, play songs that make you happy. Do not be sad when you're cooking this food because other people have to eat it. The vibration in that food is what is very much needed for that energy to reach your family, your loved ones, and also those that are eating it. So when you're remembering your loved one this season, remember them in good spirits. Even if they had a little bad attitude here and there, because nobody's perfect, remember the good times. Don't remember the bad times. Like when Sharma came through, he remembered hitting his brother with the ball. And when I said that to his mother, the mother said, oh my God, he fought with his brother the day before. And it's good memories. We have to remember them alive and well. Do not remember them in that box, please, because it's not good for the soul. They grieve. If you cry, when you are at the funeral and you're crying, they cry as well. If you're home and you're weeping, they come and they are weeping. Do not also become too attached to your loved ones in the sense of saying, I love you, I don't want you to go. They must go, especially if they were really good souls. They cannot stay back. Like Sharma, he had to go and serve God. Sai Baba needed him. They needed him in the heavenly realm because his work here was finished. His father said he was doing the watermelon and planting the gardens and so on, and they needed him here. But we give birth, the physical body, right? The physical body comes from us. right? But the soul, where does the soul come from? Not from you, not from me. It comes from Bhagavan. Whether we call him Christ or we call him Allah, we have to remember that higher realm. We must remember our loved ones are in beautiful light. Always think of them in light. Always think of them as happy. I know some of you are crying and some of you wish that you could have said goodbye. And even the souls, I'm seeing them coming through saying, I wish I had said goodbye. So I can even, Laura Mohammed, enjoy listening about the soul. So we need to understand that the soul does not die. The soul does not become ill and sick on the other side. For instance, when a man passed, he was in a wheelchair. All he remembered was being on this wheelchair for 40 years. When he came through to me, he was still stuck to that wheelchair because that's how his family remembered him. No, remember them very much alive. I know so many of you are grieving for your child or your loved one that crossed. It is really, it is very important that we remember them very much alive. So let me tell you a little how I communicate with them. It's not that difficult. You can communicate too. And eventually, like I said, it will become normal. You may be praying and all of a sudden you'll see your loved one standing right by the Jandi, or you'll be taking your car out and you'll swear you look back and you'll say, but wait, I thought I just saw my father, but he died 3 months ago. And it is because that sheet is separating them from us. And eventually it's going to be one where everything on the other side you will be able to see. I know that might scare you, but if you believe in light, you'll always be surrounded by that light. Now, you want to know how I communicate with them, as some of you are questioning that. I'm a clairvoyant, meaning that I can see them, clairaudience, I can hear them, and it's easy for me to communicate with them. They don't come inside of me. I'm not a channeler. So I want you to, I don't allow anybody and any come inside of me and then take me over. That's not going to happen in this life or any other life. So when I see them and they communicate, some people may think they are standing next to me. Now, if I do a reading for you and you're in that room with me, I will tell you they are standing next to you. I will even tell you what they had on or what they have on, what they like to eat and those type of things, because I can see and hear them. I can communicate with them. Sometimes souls, I don't understand what they are saying clearly because some Trini people speak fast. And it's kind of difficult for me to grasp it because it's quite a little bit difficult to hear, like they chatter a lot. So Farida Raghu, Jai Sitaram, Sister Devi, thank you for joining us. Michelle and Mike Ram, thank you. So again, the light comes for all of us, and we have to we have to understand that this light stays with us, with our loved ones that crossed, with our loved ones that are here. We must not grieve and put our life on hold because we lost a child, or we lost a father, or we lost a mother. One of the things also people ask me recently is that, why do we have to wait an entire year to do 1 year Bandara and those type of things when the soul continues on its journey? When I went to Ganesh Utsav at the beach, and I had this vision of Ganesh rowing the boat coming, because I was so mesmerized and it was so beautiful that the energies were flowing beautifully. And I said, Baba, I need some advice. I need help. I need to understand this. Do we really need to wait 1 human year? I mean, so many people are dying at 50. I mean, in the Kali Yuga age, it did say that many of us will leave before our time, right? It's true. So are we going to wait a whole year? We have to stop that type of tradition, because I'll tell you something, even with Sunil, Anil's brother, he was waiting every year. A grandmother died, then a grandfather died, then another aunt died, and then somebody. The poor fella wanted children. He did not get a chance to have any children because he was already, by the time he was married, he was almost 40, and it was a bit too late in terms of he got sick and he passed he passed young. So I mean, for me personally, I'll tell you, wait 13 days, wait for the bandara to over, the loved one to eat, make sure they're fulfilled and all of that. But why wait 6 months? Why wait a whole year? You are putting your life on hold and the souls are continuing their journey. I'm not disputing what the pundits teach. I'm just saying that this doesn't make any sense to me. Because if I was to get married again and the pundit come and say to me, you have to wait a whole year, your father just died, I'll be, no. I need a child. I need to have a family. This is who I am. I mean, I won't get married again. So been there, done that. It didn't work out for me. Maybe it could work out for you. But I know it's getting late. There's so much I want to talk to you about, but I want you to text me here and ask me questions, not personal questions, but what I can answer for you. Beam Singh says, Sister G, why did Lord Krishna tell Arjuna, completely from the mortal body and I'm superior to the soul living in Maya? Because Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, I'm completely different from the mortal, because physically, the shell, we don't take it with us, right? Completely different, meaning we are souls, we are higher souls, we are energizing souls, energy souls, vibration rotating at a higher level. The more we pray, the more we believe in a higher force, in Krishna, in Christ, in Allah, our energy starts to roll. And once we reach a pinnacle, a light, we will feel like the mountain behind us, like, wow, we feel that light. And then we can pick up stuff. Energy, we pick up that energy, that vibration from others. Maybe you're sitting on a train or a bus with one of them, somebody, and you'll pick up a vibe. You will know, because we are all psychic by nature. I keep telling you, I'm not different from you. I am not different. You are psychic as well. We were all born gifted. At 7 years old, that was cut because you had to live in the earthly realm. But if your parents allowed you to understand it, then you too would become more light, more vibration. You will pick up stuff. You will be able to tell people, hey, your loved one is standing next to you. Good night, sister. See, it's going so fast, I can't even see, but I promise you, I'm here to help you. I want you to understand, do not cry for your loved ones. Do not be afraid if your loved ones are coming through. And, long time again, people believe that souls, 6 to 6, Basky just reminded me that people are afraid they have to run back home at 6. But because of the world, the way it's going, you can't reach back home before 7 because of traffic. Do not be afraid. Be aware that your loved ones are coming to visit. Like today, my aunt came, Auntie Maga. She passed at the beginning of this year. And I said, you were miserable when you were alive. What do you want? Simple conversation I was having with her. And she just came and she just said, I love you. Nothing else. I said, what do you want? And she says, nothing. I just came to say, I love you. Thank you. And that's all it is, And it's quite interesting the way our loved ones come through. So I want you to put me through the test. Give me a call. The numbers are there. WhatsApp 4459778. My tea is still hot, but yeah. So I'll play a song, or let's take a call. And I want to thank Brother Anil for taking the time out to help me with this. Basky also, Arnold. I want to say hello to Syrian family. To so many of you have joined me. Kalauti Sidhu. Turn down the volume. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, you'll have to turn down the volume on your Facebook.
Okay, no problem.
Okay,
Yes,
go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, my son, Abhinasuka, he passed away 3 months ago. And I just wanted to know how he's doing, because, we miss him so much and we grieve for him a lot.
Okay, how old was your son?
16.
This boy is coming through fair-skinned with a long face.
Yes.
And
yes.
I feel like he wants you to bless him. All he's saying is, Ma, bless me, just bless me. But he's okay. He could do... It's not easy. And it's... Yes, I can hear you, and I know it's not easy.
Okay.
But he says, Ma, just bless me. I want to go and I have to go. I cannot stay. So just like the little boy, he has to go back. So it's difficult because he was your son for 16 human years. But as I said before, we give birth to the body, but you did not give birth to the soul. He belongs in Krishna Loka, and he is saying, Ma, take me home to the light. Take me home to the light. I don't ask for nothing. I don't want you to take out any food. I don't want anything from you. Okay? I know
But
it's...
will I be ever be able to see him again?
Of course you will see him again. Of course you can communicate with him. Say, show me a sign. Tell him, say, son, I love you. Just show me a little sign. You might not dream him because your thoughts are wired and you keep thinking of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying something about you used to pull his ear. You used to pull his
Yes.
ear. And he's saying he liked a lot of chocolate. And he's saying, where is the chocolate? Just give me the chocolate. And you and him used to fight over this chocolate. Right? But he loves you very much. And he says, Ma, all I want you to do is bless me. Let me stay at Krishna Loka. Let me stay with Baba. And you know that you taught me God. So why do you believe otherwise?
So true.
All right, my
I'm
love.
not hearing you.
All right, so we'll continue, okay? Take care. Good luck, Sitaram.
Yeah.
You know, this is not easy for me. You know, I'm a mother too, and I can only imagine what it is like to lose a loved one. It's not easy, but we don't lose them. Go back to the light where they came from, and we have to remember. And so many of you are crying, and I picked that up, and I'm crying because whew, this is tough. Let's take a break. Think of your loved one in light. You think this is easy for me? Let's remember the people that we love. Let's remember the ones that touched our lives. वो सच्चा इंसान अरे इस धरती का भगवान. Let's take another call. नदियां न पिए कब. Hello, Jai Sitaram. Good afternoon. Good night. Hello. I'm not hearing you. Okay, so we lost that call. Again, my dear friends, we have to remember it doesn't matter what religion we belong to, what race we belong to. When we cross over, all that doesn't matter. What matters is that we love our loved ones. Our loved ones are crying out for us while we cry out for them just to hug each other. They don't want anything. Hello, good hello, good night.
Good night, Sitaram.
Jai Sitaram. What's your question?
I had a baby 4 years ago, and I didn't know I was pregnant, and I want to know how come everything happened.
This baby, was it a miscarriage? Like a stillbirth?
It was almost going into 7 months, and she was anencephaly, but I never knew I was pregnant. Only in a matter of days when I found out, and we was to have it medically aborted.
Right.
Because the organs and everything.
That's okay. That soul wasn't meant to come through. This was a karma for you to carry her for 9 months or 7 months, but her soul had to go back to the higher realms. She was only that soul did not get a chance to breathe. Do you understand? So this was a karmic account for you to burn off.
Yes, I understand, but what I want to know is how come I never was aware that I was pregnant? That is the part that I'm confused with. I never knew I was pregnant.
Because this, what I'm seeing is that it was shocking for you when you realized it, but by the time you realized it was, the bones or the body of the baby was already, it was too late. It could not form properly.
Yes, I accepted everything.
Right.
I knew the baby was unhealthy.
It was part of your karma to go through. You wrote that into your script.
Okay.
So that's why you had to go through that, but that baby wasn't meant to come in this world.
Okay.
All right.
Is it possible for me to have other children, because I'm not married as yet?
I'm seeing some difficulties, so I would recommend you see your doctor. So I'm seeing some difficulties there. So I would also recommend iron tablets and those type of things. because I'm some weakness around your tummy area, so sometimes you're bloated.
Yes.
And it's like you suffer from phantom pregnancy. Sometimes you feel like you're pregnant when you're really not pregnant.
Yes.
Right. It's called a phantom pregnancy. So somewhat psychological with you. So I would recommend you get counseling, but you also see a doctor because there is something going on there. Okay.
Because I'm having a difficult time in getting someone to marry.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So you want a baby, but you're not getting the correct partner.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, sister, I understand.
Well, this is part of your karma, and this is something you have to go through. Only you can help, you can through prayers and through, the prayers and asking God to help you to find somebody who's the right one to help you with that. Okay?
Thank you very much, sister.
You're very welcome. Have a great night. Bye-bye. Now, one thing I want to also explain to you, sometimes, babies come through and they spend like 2 days, or remember I said once that our breath depends like 21,000 breaths we have per day. Well, if a baby comes through and the baby lasts a couple hours, that baby is going through its karma for that amount of breath it took. And it has to go back. The baby, the soul has to go back to the light and continue its journey because it chose that. We write this into our own life because we have to learn certain things. We are the ones who chose this physical body, our own body, because we have something to learn. We may not like how we look. We may not like this body. We may want a better one, but we chose this so that we can learn our lessons in this life about it. I mean, so many people are calling, and I really... Hello, Sitaram. Yes, there. What's your question?
Like to find out about my mom.
Wow. Your mom was your mom a little bit heavy before she passed? Was
Yes.
Right. And do you both have the same nose? Did you both resemble, like have the same cheeks and the same nose?
Yes.
Wow. Your mom says that she used to complain that you were lazy.
Yes.
You still lazy?
No.
Yes, because she's saying she's telling me, tell her she's lazy, she needs to start doing more work around the house. And I feel when your mother used to talk to you, you never listened. You took a long time and you dragged your feet to come see what she wanted. She is okay, she's doing well. Your mother is okay, she's just laughing about the good times. All right, and you are also putting on weight and you need to lose some weight. That's what she's telling me.
Okay.
I don't know you, but she's saying to me, tell her she needs to lose some weight. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so your mother is doing well. Have a great night. She says, are you planning to take out food?
No.
Okay, she's talking about mango takari. She loves mango takari, but she's saying if anybody, you don't make it good. You have another sister?
Yes.
Well, right. She says, tell your sister to make the mango takari, not you.
Okay.
All right.
Anytime.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. So you see, it's like all good. When loved ones come through, they remember the mango takari, they remember laddus, they remember good things. Let's, hello, have a Sitaram, good night. I can't hear you.
Hi, Sitaram.
Yes, there. What's your question?
I'd like to find out about my grandma. She passed away about a year ago.
Wow, your grandmother had a lot of headaches.
Yeah, she was really sick.
Very sick, but she's complaining about headaches. She says you know that she was suffering with a lot of headaches and she could not eat anything.
Yeah. I just want to know if she's okay.
I feel like you guys are still missing her a lot and you all are holding on to her energy, like you all are still crying for her.
Yeah, every day my mom cries for her.
No,
We dream of her a lot.
your grandmother wants to go home. She said, this is not my home. Stop holding me back from my travels. And very nice lady, very humble lady. But your mother cannot hold on to her like that. Your mother has to let her go back to the light. Okay, you all need to stop that because you are not doing a good thing for the soul.
Okay.
All right. All right. She's doing great. Your grandmother is not suffering. What you see in the box, she said, that's not who I am today. I am walking. I don't have the headaches. My neck is not hurting. I can swallow. I can have things, and I'm not suffering.
Tell her that you love her so much.
She knows, and that's another thing I want you all to know also, my friends. They can hear you. They are around, so you can tell her I love you. Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Sitara. You see, our loved ones don't want anything, you know, because we are accustomed to taking out stuff, taking out food and stuff. But like I said, I never took anything out because I wasn't too sure what I had to do. And I also told my children, don't take out anything. When I cross over, I don't want anybody shaving their head. I don't want anything. Just let me go. If I pass in the morning, get rid of me in the evening, because that's the choice I made. I'm not attached. I need to be detached from more things like coffee, you know, like a fan or an AC, but little things make me happy, you know. Hello, Sitaram. Hello, Jai Sitaram.
Hello.
Yes, what's your question?
I would like to find out about my mother. She passed roughly about 4 months ago.
Everything was done perfectly well. Your mother is saying she was there the whole time, and I feel like you guys went out of your way to make sure she was dressed well. She's coming through really in a light pink, like a two-piece shower, a garara. She's coming through like that. She says, you bought that for her. Somebody bought that for her before she passed on. And she's coming through saying, thank you for that, because she's doing very good. She's no longer in any pain. She's not suffering. Where is your father?
He is at home with us.
And he's also grieving a lot. He's very quiet.
Yes.
Yeah. Even though they had their, you know, misunderstanding, their ups and downs, she misses him and he misses her. And that's a bond that, you know, we can't understand sometimes when two people are together for 30 plus years. She says, I love him. I miss him, but he misses me too. And eventually he's going to come, but not yet. He's not supposed to pass yet, but he's grieving.
Yeah.
All right, but she's doing really well. I have to commend you and your relatives for going the extra mile to make sure your mother's last rites were done properly. I must say congratulations, because she is coming through pleased with everything. She says all you have to do now is pray to Lord Krishna to keep me in the heavenly realm. Okay? Sita, you're welcome, Jai Sitaram. You know, it's quite interesting because when, like I said, the body is very important. So when we have that physical body, just a second. And we use it to pray, we use it to worship God in whatever form, Christ, Allah, Krishna, Hanuman, Shiva. We are making effort for our own souls. When we cross over, you know, we can't make that much effort. It doesn't matter how much prayer you pray on the other side, it doesn't work that way. It's here you have to make that effort. It's here you have to think with one good thought for the day. One, that's all you need. If you are praying a lot and you have bad mind, well, that bad mind will take over the good thoughts, because then you're thinking of ways to hurt someone or thinking bad thoughts about someone. I know so many people are trying to get through. Nadira Budram, Reshma Mohan Ramdhan, Sheldon, thank you, and all those who supported our charity. We are going to Kunaham Village again this Saturday. We are giving out hampers, school supplies. We are trying to serve them doubles. So feel free to come out and help us. We appreciate all the help from you, from New York, Florida, people from England that are calling us. They want to send clothes, barrels of clothing and stuff. It's not that we don't want to accept it. It's just it's costly when it reaches here for us, and we don't have that kind of funds. We do not get any funding from the government. We get our funding from people like yourselves. So again, you know, we have to remember our loved ones in a beautiful light, you know, in a beautiful way, that when when they cross, you'll see, they go into the light.
Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore.
Don't you love that song? When you go to a funeral, it's like a ceremony. It's not, shouldn't be a depressing thing. We should sing, dance, and clap for the soul. I think there's a, Hindu sect that celebrates the life. Let's remember our loved ones. They fly to the heavenly realms. The angels come for them. When they leave this body, it is light that is waiting. And then when that light, they see their ancestors. So I want to explain something to you as well. So when the astral thread snaps and the soul leaves from one of the 9 offices, it actually goes, the light is there. Some of your relatives even said before, my mother, she died a long time ago, but she's here. And they will point different ways. Once that door to the other side is opening, nobody could close it. It could take a month, it could take 6 months or a year for that loved one to cross. But once that door opens, there are beings, interdimensional beings. Your ancestors will take the body that you remember them. Most ancestors, when they come through, they will come through at 16 years old, or when they look young and handsome. And like Anil's brother, he comes through, all dressed up and like sharp looking. And Miguel, I want to remember also Miguel Jogi, a son that passed on a couple of years ago. He comes through in a tie or in a nice long sleeve shirt, and they come through all dressed up. It's like a ceremony. They're coming to a wedding, and they come through really nice. But once that soul reaches that door and they see that light, even some of you even can say the same thing and agree that your families before they cross said, look, there's someone there, or there is a door. Which door do I take? Angel beings, angelic, like Christ. They may not see the face of Christ, but they will see that light coming to them. Once they see that light coming, some of them don't look back. They speak to the light because that's what they want. That's what they remember. Like in the case of Sharma, the little boy that passed last couple of weeks ago, he was only 10 years old and this human birth. So he still remembered his past. He remembered where he came from because he only spent 10 human years. You may think that's a long time, but there's a story that says life too short. But it's too short here, but that doesn't mean life is actually short in general. So we must remember that light, and we all fly away with Christ, with Allah, with Krishna. And we do miss them, we love them dearly, and we cry for them. But let us cry tears of joy.
Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away.
Let's take another call. Hello, good night. I can't hear you. Hello? So we lost this caller, but like I said, I know the phones are ringing off the hook. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Yes, there. What's your question?
I'm calling to find out about my father.
Your father?
Calling to find out about that.
Okay, your father used to drink before he passed, like drink alcohol?
No.
Because he's telling me that... Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, he never used to.
Because he's showing me a beer bottle. He's showing me a bottle. And he's saying that before he passed, when he was younger, he used to drink.
No.
Okay, because this person that is coming through, he resembled you a lot. The same cheeks, dark-skinned. And...
Yeah.
Right. So this person is... Yeah. This...
No,
Okay.
no, he never used to drink.
Well, he's showing me alcohol, and he's saying showing me the beer bottle and showing me the table, and he's saying that when you used to hang out, everybody he used to drink, and it's okay. He's doing well. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, sometimes when souls come through telling me one thing and then somebody says it's because either they are ashamed or you don't have to feel bad. My father used to drink too. That doesn't bother me.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Yes, Taram.
Jai Sitaram.
Hi, good night, Taram.
I can hear you. Good night. Go ahead.
I would like to do a reading for one of my uncle passed away 5 years ago. Hello.
Yeah, your uncle.
Yes, passed away 5 years ago.
Wow, your uncle had a broad forehead.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, you do.
Okay, he's coming through very happy. He loved music. He loved to live. He had a full life. He lived a full life. He was very happy, and he says he's very happy on the other side because he lived a full life here.
That's so true.
Yeah, so he's very, very happy.
Okay. How he is doing right now?
Well, the souls have to come down, right? As I said before. So he's with his relatives and he's enjoying himself, watching everyone. And there is no pain, no suffering. He's more alive. And that's something we have to remember. When souls cross over, they don't suffer. They become more alive than us with human bodies because they have accepted their passing. And your uncle, he accepted his passing.
Okay. You know how he passed away?
Okay. It's a long process because I feel like it's either murder or accident.
Accident.
Yeah, because he told me it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, because when he was in the hospital bed, we asked him what is the problem, and he said he will tell us when he come home, and we never get to find out.
Right. So it looked like an accident, but you feel that there was more to the story.
That's right.
There was more to the story. That's why I said murder accident.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Jai Sitaram. Just remember him. He's not suffering. And whatever it is, that drama that happened with him, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't dream about it. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See, that's all. Even though he lived a full life and even though someone took him out, he's not holding any grudges. So why should we hold grudges for people who are alive? It just goes to show that so they shouldn't. Some people hold grudges here, but guess what? When they cross, that same thought pattern will go with them.
When I die, hallelujah, by and by.
That guy saying, I'll fly away.
I'll fly away.
Hello?
Hi, good night, Sitaram.
Good night, Sitaram. Is this about your brother?
No, I like to find out about my dad's mom.
Okay, but is your brother sick right now? Is something going on with a brother of yours?
No, I don't have a brother.
Okay, because your dad's mom is coming through short. Her hair, she was losing hair to the front of her head. She was losing hair.
Okay.
And does your dad have a brother?
Yeah.
And his brother is sick?
Yeah.
That's what it is, because she's talking. Your grandmother used to talk plenty, boy. She's still chattering on the other side. So before you can even ask a question, she's telling me, tell her. His brother is not doing well. So, even though you're concerned about her, she's concerned about her son, your uncle.
Okay.
But she's doing great. And even though when they were alive and they chit-chatted a lot and they always right, your grandmother had to nitpick at everything. Like if your father wasn't doing something right or your mother didn't do something, she had to tell them or correct them. Right? So she's saying, your uncle is not well, take care of him. She's worried about him. So you see, the tables have turned.
Okay.
And she says to tell you she's with Shri Ram. I feel like this woman went a lot of Ramayana. Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, she's saying that she's with Shri Ram. She says, I'm picking flowers and putting it by their feet. And I'm bowing to them and I'm happy. I'm very, very happy.
Okay.
All right. Sometimes when you smell flowers, that is your grandmother coming through.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Is it possible you can give me a little heads up on my other grandmother?
No. Time is of the limit. Yeah, so see, the lady came through because she used to talk a lot, very chatterbox, like many of you ladies out there. And it's quite interesting that they come through chit-chatting as well, talking again. And it's so nice when souls come through. But trust me when I tell you, when this program is over, I'll tell them go back home, which is your home. Because my tea is getting cold, but hello, good night. Jai Sitaram.
I wanted to know about my father who died on the 30th of June.
Wow. Did your father hit his head? Did he suffer from a lot of, like his front of his head? He had a bump or did he fall?
No.
Because he's suffering from headaches. He's telling me, you don't remember when I fell or my head is hurting a lot. Do you remember he was complaining and he was perspiring before he passed?
No.
Okay, because your father is coming through because nobody paid attention. He was breathing. He had short breath, like he would walk a distance and then he would lose his breath.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
No.
Okay. Again, we have family members, we don't pay attention, but when they cross, we try to look back and say, but I wonder if they were really sick. Because as I said before, a lot of Trini men don't like to see the doctors. Right? So your father was very sick before he passed, but nobody paid attention. But your father is doing well. He's holding his neck like this and cracking his neck like he used to. Okay?
Yes.
Right? So he's doing this a lot. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Right. So it's the same thing I'm saying again. We don't pay attention when they're alive, but when they pass on, we try to go back and think, well, maybe they were sick. Maybe I missed something. All right?
Yes.
He's doing well. Have a great night. I know so many of you are waiting, but there's so much information out there that we need to remember that our loved ones, they don't die. They just cross from one realm to our next. It's not far away. It is right here in this same area. So you have this side, you have this side. In the middle, there is space. Within that space, there is something called ether. When I read for people, it's the ether I'm reading from. So it's called the Akashic Records, right? Akash means space. But how much space? There's space all over. But you need to understand this. Stop grieving for your loved ones. Open your eyes and see there is more to it. Come November, we will also be celebrating All Souls Day. All right? When we are taking out food, when you are taking out food for your loved ones, remember, it's not just food, material things. There'll come a time when food will become scarce and we won't have any to take out. It's the thought that counts. Keep them in your mind, but remember good, happy thoughts. Don't have any regrets, I think the lady who called with the 16-year-old have some regrets. I don't want you having, even the boy, Miguel, his family have a lot of regrets and his father wishes that he had done things differently. And even the little boy that passed in Cunningham village, his father also had a lot of regrets and say, if I had done this way, and if, but the soul already left. Do not have any regrets and do not want to die because you lost a loved one. Do not feel like you need to commit suicide. If you leave before your time, that is the different dimension. You are not going to be in their place all the time, their space all the time. While one goes up because they have lived a full life and they left at their own time, you leave before your time. So committing suicide, it's a total no-no, complete no-no. And grieving for a loved one. You may have 2 children, but yet you grieve for the one that passed. Do not do that, because if you do something like that, you're shorting the other one. It's not fair to the other one or the other children. You grieve for one, but yet you have other children that are alive. This is not fair. I want you to understand that souls do exist. And I hope tonight, that you see for yourself that we have the ability to communicate with them. You can communicate. Pitri Pakshas is finished October 8th. But when they go back, you can still communicate with them through dreams. You can send a happy thought, a happy, I love you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being in my life. You know, like I said before, you are also an ancestor. What if somebody's taking out food for you? What if somebody's remembering you at this time? Would you know? Won't you appreciate it? The little things. Because you took a birth, so therefore your soul existed at a different place, at another realm. You don't know that, right? If you read your karma, if you read your patra, you'll see that you came at a certain time and you're playing this role. But if you do hypnosis and past life regressions, it'll show that you existed before. Most of the time, people come back with the same illnesses or with the same body pain, same family members, and it's a cycle. It's a cycle that never ends. So many Angie Beggs from New York, Sandra Ramanan, Anj Mithu, Rayan Sukram. I want to reach out to someone whose brother passed in an accident that I'm picking up through vision. I know your mother is watching. I know you didn't call, or maybe you tried to call. But I want to send a message to your mother especially, because there were two children, right? You and your brother. Your brother is coming through saying, Ma, I love you. Do not cry for me. I think this fella that passed left a child, a little boy behind. From what I'm seeing is somebody else in the picture. He's coming through in all white. Okay? If you know who this is, I want you to listen to and let your mother understand that this boy is not in any pain. When the accident happened, he's saying, I did not suffer. I did not suffer. I went right away like this. He's showing me Shiva. He's saying, pray to Shiva for my entrance because I am okay. But you're grieving for me so much that I can't go. You're holding me back. You're holding my journey back. And he says, Ma, all I want is for you to let me go. I know it's difficult because one day when you cross and you reach the ocean and you see me on the other side waiting, my arms will be open for you. I know it's a very emotional time. I know it's difficult for us to we have to accept that our loved one have crossed over. But as I keep reminding you, they don't die. They cross over, they go somewhere else, and they are waiting for us. They have messages from the other side for us. We can communicate with them through our dreams, through a sign. If you're on the road, you may see a sign on the road or someone with a license plate or a sticker. That might be for you. I want to thank each and every one of you. If you want to take one, we can take one more call. I will try. I can't make any promises to do one more. I will be going to New York next week, and I don't know how long I'll be staying, but I feel like my purpose is to awaken you as well, for me to become awakened. It is you that teaches me. I don't know anything. I know nothing. Hello?
Sister and Sister Devi.
Jai
I
Sita.
just wanted to know about I just wanted to know about my grandmother and my grandfather, if they met.
Of course they met. They had a lot of issues. Your grandfather had a lot of pain in his lower back. He could have barely walked. And your grandmother and your grandfather are holding hands. Okay, they are both very, very close. They are very much together.
Okay, is my grandmother walking?
She is walking because that's what I'm saying. The grandfather had a lot of pain, but your grandmother was the one worried about him. So they're not in a wheelchair or lying down. They're both standing and they are waving from the other side. And they say, we are here, we are here. Do you have a big tree that by their house? Does that big tree needs to cut or trim?
Yes, it have plenty big tree for the house.
And does it have snakes?
Yes.
They are saying to spray the trees because plenty snakes will come. All right, so the message is to clean up around the house. Don't leave it like that.
Okay.
But they are both working and they are both happy and holding hands.
Okay. And I have one more question. My cousin is also watching you. Her dad passed away when she was a baby and she knows nothing about it. If you can tell her something about
I feel like that father, he died from a massive heart attack. Does she know?
She doesn't know anything about him.
Right. There's some issue with that, but this person is coming through with issues. And your cousin, she also have some issues that she needs to work out. Might have a temper problem, might have some issues, personal, that I don't want to go into.
Okay.
Right? And he is around, but she needs to work out her issues.
Okay. And
Okay.
Just one more.
Yeah, so again, I want to give everybody the opportunity. Shama Ramda, Louisa, Devnarayan, Hafiza Ali. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. I don't know if you're on the phone or... Oh boy, I'm so sorry. But Sunita, can't get you on the phone. Want to know about my mom. Your mom had a mole or your mother had a scar on her face. That's what I'm picking up with her. And she was light skinned. She wasn't very dark skinned, but had a nice sweet complexion and a very nice smile. So she's doing well and she's waving and she's saying, I'm good. I can hear you. She's telling me to tell you, the person who asked about their mother, I can hear you. Denisa Mohammed, my child died. I can't deal with it. Tell me more. Okay. Let's take this call. There's so many. I think that person's child died in the womb because that's what I'm picking up. Where, right? Hello?
Hi, good night.
Good night.
What my stepfather?
Wow. Your stepfather had a long nose?
Yeah.
And he had problems seeing before he passed, like diabetes, had a lot of medical. Yeah. He was sick. He wasn't well, but he also didn't take good care of himself.
He didn't take care of himself.
Right. I feel like he needs more prayers because he's not resting well. He says he can't accept it. He passed before his time. He felt like there was unfinished business and they had something to do with land and money.
Okay.
All right, but he's not doing too well. He says, please pray for my soul, please. Okay, but he says to please say, continue. Are you Muslim?
Yes.
Because he's telling me to say the Darul Sharif. The Ayatul Kursi, the Darul. So he's telling me, say the Darul Sharif.
All right.
And pray for his entrance into Jannat, going to Jannat.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
But he needs more prayers. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye. Wow, so many new people just joined us. Anjali Pancham, Marcia, Brave Boy, Roshni, Sabrina, Siram, Paula, Himdai, Ramdev, Selena Mohammed. Sister Bobby from Canada is trying to call as well. So many people are trying to call, but I can't promise anything. I will try to do this Friday because Saturday we have a charity. I have to pack a lot of bags, and I want to thank you for your and your charitable, your heart. Also, when you give charity around Pitri Paksh, let me tell you something, it goes a long way. The soul comes out with you to give it. And if you cannot go, like in the Miguel, his parents may not be able to go. I'm doing this in memory of Miguel. I'm doing this in memory of Sunil. I'm doing this in memory of my sister Mala and my parents and my brother. I'm doing this in memory of my loved ones. You are doing it in memory of your loved ones. And the little bit that you have given us goes a long way. And I want to thank you for that. Like I said, we try not to keep anything in terms of, I don't believe in paper. I know this sounds weird and many of you will say you're crazy, but I don't believe in hoarding paper, hoarding cash. If you give me something and it's to do something with it, I'm not going to put it in the bank and say, well, I'm going to hold that for next time. Yes, there are sometimes we'll have to hold it because we get enough, but that money is definitely going. I don't need that money to survive. There'll come a time, as I said, I am letting go of every single thing. There'll come a time I'm ready to sleep on the floor, give up the little bit that I have. That is the choice I have made. And I'm not making it to be a better person, but I made a promise to God, and I didn't make this promise in this life. I made it from a previous birth. And I'll tell you about my birth, that I was in Congo, I was in Africa, I was also in Ecuador, I was also Chinese. But this is my life, my birth. Do you know yours? Do you know your reincarnation? You are in this life now. You may be a Muslim, a Hindu. You may be an African or Hispanic. But in your previous birth, what were you? That's why we must never discriminate against another person's religion or another person's race. We must go beyond that. I want to thank you for joining with me tonight, and thanks to Brother Anil. And before I close off, let's take a moment. Remember, when the moon comes up, that's light. We light a tea light, a diya, or candle for our loved ones. We remember that they are in the full body. Their body, their real body takes hold, their astral body. And we remember them in energy, in light, in vibration. I know you would like to know more about ghosts and about horror stories and the like. Halloween is coming up, but we could discuss that in another time. But for now, let's remember the ones that we did not lose them. For those mothers that are watching, fathers that are watching, you did not lose your child. Your child is in the heavenly realm of a light being. They are light energy. They are beautiful light. Let us take this moment, remember them. Take a deep breath, release. Again, take a deep breath, release. Relax your body and take a deep breath, release. Let our breath merge with the ultimate breath of light energy. Let us remember our loved ones around. And even though they are here with us for these 16 days, it's 16 beautiful days, we should never be afraid of them. Talk to them in your mind, they will hear you. Tell them to show you a sign. When you are cooking, even if it's a regular food and you're not taking out any food for them, invite them to come in, because they're already with you. They can hear your mind. They can hear, they can see. Because when we pass on, we become more psychic than on this side. These abilities that you see I'm using, it's only temporary. But when we all cross over, we are energy beings, we are light beings, and we become more spiritually inclined and more psychic. We have more abilities. I know Kavita Sahai and Sanjay's Bouncy Castle, thank you for your support. Ria Sinanan. And thanks to many, many of you. Thanks to Angela in New York City. And to many of you in Guyana who are also watching, and in New York, Canada. I know so many of you are trying to get through. But as I said, I'm not making any promises. Let me see how my day goes on Friday, and we can try to do this again. You with me? Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Let's send light to each other. Let's send light to the country we are in, and to our government ministers, or to our loved ones that are ill or sick with something, or with children, and those that need a meal. Thank you. Jai Sitaram. Have a wonderful evening, a great day tomorrow, and the rest of your life may be filled with light, love, and an abundance of beauty and spiritual re-enlightenment. Jai Sitaram. If we cry, we should cry for Bhagavan, for Christ. We should never cry for our loved ones.
नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल। नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल। अपने तन का मन का धन का दूजों को दे जो दान है, वो सच्चा इंसान करे इस धरती का है। नदियां न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल।
I take your leave. And I want to thank you. Thank you to your loved ones who even came through and who are here with you tonight.
जिसका अंक जले और दुनिया को मीठी सुवास दे, अगर जिसका अंक जले और दुनिया को मीठी सुवास दे, दीपक सा उसका जीवन है जो दूजों को अपना प्रकाश दे, दूजों को अपना प्रकाश दे। धर्म है जिसका भगवत गीता, धर्म है जिसका भगवत गीता, सेवा ही वेद पुराण है, वो सच्चा इंसान अरे इस धरती का भगवान है। नदियां न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल।